Okay guys, quick update with Bitcoin. I'm going to give you key support and resistance levels to pay attention to, but most importantly, we need to pay attention to what price the next daily candle opens at. All right, if we open above a specific price, we can see some more upside. If it opens below a specific price, we could see some more downside. So I want to make sure we cover all of that. Remember, you can make money on the way down, not just the way up, guys. If you want to get a leverage trading, 3 exchanges I use and trust are CoinCatch, Bitget, and BingX. Remember, CoinCatch is no KYC, great option if you're in the States or in the US. All those links to sign up are pinned in the first comment description. If you want to learn how to trade on Bitget, it's a tutorial video I put up teaching you how to open a long, a short, set a stop loss, adjust your stop loss, trigger orders, all that. I'll link this video now if you want to check it out. So in the previous video, I was giving you your support levels. And remember, support levels can flip as resistance levels. But I did tell you in this video here, I'll link this video now if you want to check it out. But I said, as long as we're above 72,040 to stay long, if that becomes resistance, that means if we drop below and this becomes resistance, you would short down to the next support level, which is the yellow line, 70,852. We did drop down to that point. We got a bounce. It became resistance. We dropped down, and this support level flipped as resistance. And this was our critical support, which we'll cover that as well. So as you can see, we pushed above it briefly. We came back below. You can see it became resistance. So your point to short was 72,080 around that area. Notice we came down. We found support right on this yellow. This is a trend line. We pushed up, came back down. It became resistance. Another point to short, 70,819. And then we dropped down, and notice instead of this becoming support, we broke below it. This trend line here became support, and this is now your resistance. So your critical resistance right now to pay attention to is 69,473 around that area. I will give you these support and resistance levels above and below before the end of this video, but we need to cover a few things. Again, guys, if you want to get access to Discord and these live charts, if you want to sign up, the link's pinned in the first comment description. It's opticalartcrypto.com. You can pay with USDT, but you need to email me through the website, and also to get access to Discord, you need to email me through the website. So I did make a post. So this was yesterday's video. I put a link up in Discord about it. But I was showing everybody, look, we were at resistance on the H1 chart. And I also made a post. Again, this was on April 8th. I was showing, look, every time we push above, this is actually a fib channel line, this red line. Every time we push above it, it'll come back down to support. But next time we drop below, we hit it as resistance, rejected, hit it as resistance, rejected. Notice we pushed above it, became support. Next time we hit it was resistance, rejected, resistance, rejected. And that's what I was showing here. Every time we push above it, but once we come back up and test it, that is a point we get rejected. Previously it happened 2 times, so it made sense it would happen again. And you can see we came down. We found support on that yellow line I mentioned in the previous video. You see we came up as resistance, point too short, and we came down. Now we came down to that critical level, and that's what we're going to discuss on the D1 chart. And again, that's where I was saying, look, coming up on a key support level. So I was letting everybody know, and it was right here, 67,545, and then I said coming up on a key support level on the H1 chart right here. And you can see in Discord, some people played this. Thank you, Game Creeper, flawless bounce. You can see right here, he was posting the same one. This was literally to the damn dollar. You could have longed this point. Obviously, we're at critical resistance now. So before we get to the D1 chart, so you can see right now, this was our support. So this is a point you should have gone long at 67,480. So if we drop that support level now, depending when you make contact, your most critical support level is around 67,600. All right, if that breaks, your next strongest support level below is going to be around 65,832. Now, if we hold above, okay, so right now we're just teetering on this level. If we hold above 69,000, let's say 500, that becomes support. Your next resistance level just above is around 70,200 up to 70,688, depending when you make contact. If we hold above that as support, your next key resistance to pay attention to will be up around 72,527. So these are your key levels. Let me just give you one more right here so you can see all of them. So you can see we're getting rejected right here. So all right, so your actual support level. Now this is not a key support level. It's just basically just trend lines and the angle price is moving. So if we do come down a level, you could chance along. I'd be cautious longing 68,400, but your most critical support level too long would be 67,590. If that flips as resistance, you would short down to 65,832. In that previous video, I did give you lower targets. And again, I'll keep you guys updated. I'll make another video tomorrow, so covering some more. I'll give you those more macro targets, but these are the most important targets today. But the D1 chart is what you need to pay attention to. I did mention in that last video, and this line right here. Let me go ahead and give you this this key level right here. So right now, that is pretty much right at 69,050. So in that previous video, I said, look, I was telling everyone in Discord, or actually, I was telling you in the previous video that I mentioned in Discord, if we get a daily open above this line, that would be bullish for upside. And notice we pushed up and got rejected right at the top Bollinger Band on the daily. It was right around 72,896. Okay, so here's what we need to pay attention to. You can see that this these yellow trend lines, this is basically just a channel. You see this trend line right here? That's the top. And this trend line is pretty much the bottom, right? So this is the channel. Remember, we had a little fake out to the upside, so this is what we need to see what happens. Now, the time of recording this video, it shows 6 hours and 58 minutes, so less than 7 hours before the next daily candle opened. So your current resistance, all right, now I just showed you on the H1 chart. So just this trend line, again, it's wicks above, wicks below, but it looks like our key resistance right now is around 69,700, maybe 70,000. And if we get above that and hold support, all right, that is bullish. I think if we get a daily open above 69,049, that will be bullish within itself because we'll be above this key level. But your most critical resistance above that is around 69,670. But again, let me make this very clear. If we get a daily open above 69,050, I think that will be bullish for more upside. That means we'll more than likely break above 69,070. Actually, that next daily candle would be more like 69,600. If we get a daily open below 69,049, then I think that will be bearish to hit some much lower targets. If we did get one epic crash, all right, guys, if we just started tanking, not saying that we will, just want to make sure you have this target. Take note, this is the bottom Bollinger Band on the daily, around 64,280. Well, this is a fib channel line pretty close to that area, 63,187. There's a lot of confluence with that H1 chart. We got the bottom Bollinger Band on the daily. We have this fib channel line prices been respecting going back since pretty much the beginning of Bitcoin. So we know 63,000 around that area is a very strong support level. So I'm just saying, if we get a daily open below 69,050, that will be bearish, in my opinion, to start moving down to hit some lower targets. But if we had an epic, just a major drop, pay attention to that target. So let me go back to the H1 chart really quick. So again, just pay attention, and just like I said, so I'm going to go ahead and give you this target. So you can see right here where I have this red line and this fib channel line here. These will be your most key levels, and again, these targets do match the D1 chart. So if we had a pretty substantial drop, 63,600, 62,980, again, depends when you make contacts, upper angle, but this would be your most key support level too long. But obviously that's if we break below 69,590. Again, next support level 65,832. But these are your levels to play. But again, again, these are your key levels to play on the hourly. But to know which direction we're going to go, I think has a lot to do with where this next daily candle opens. So just keep in mind, 69,050 is pretty much the magic number. We get an open above that, I think that's bullish for more upside. We still have to get above 69,600 around that area. And you can see here, so right here, so 69,500. So that pretty much is our key resistance we're paying attention to. And again, your next target. So if we do push up, you would only scalp shorts. So 70,183 would be a point to scalp a short. You scalp a short at 70,688. But I would stay long and only scalp shorts if we do get a daily open above 69,050. Now, if we get a daily open below, then I would be scalping longs but holding my shorts. So just want to make that very clear. This is the macro chart, and I still haven't made this video about this chart yet, but just to recap, just real quick. As I mentioned, this orange ring, now I never expected us to push up as far up this orange ring as we have. Remember I said stay bullish before the orange ring. When we cross it, yes, I did think it was very possible we could crash from this point. We did not, but I did say we could push up and test it on the daily. I expected us to push up a lot sooner, make contact, and drop. That did not happen. We just rode up the outside of this ring as resistance until we pretty much topped around 73,500 around that area. But I do think it's very possible that could have been a top, as I've shown you before. Notice this blue fib circle, and if I move this, you can see it's all the same fib circle, just three different rings. Notice we broke below this orange ring, underneath this blue ring here, right? And we had a major drop down to the next ring. We found support on it, it became resistance before this blue ring, all right? This is what I was talking about, these blue fib circles. We've never crossed one of these blue fib circles without getting a pump. So as soon as we crossed it and we pushed up, that's when we made contact with this orange ring. It became support. Remember I said we've never crossed one of these blue rings without getting a pump. We crossed a blue ring, we got a pump. But what changed is now this orange fib circle is now resistance, is no longer support, and we are below this this blue ring, which now could act as resistance. And remember what I said about this red trend line here. This is a resistance level that goes back since the beginning of Bitcoin. So in my opinion, we are very near or have already topped out. Now, if I'm wrong, and again, what I'm saying is, I will be wrong if we continue up and break above this ring, because we know that every time we cross one of these blue rings, we always get a pump. So at any point on the daily, we cross this ring, you go long. Whether it's up here, we cross it, you would go long. Otherwise, we could move down this ring as resistance until the point we cross it. When we cross it, that is the point you go long, you go all in, because Bitcoin will pump and push up. In the meantime, until we cross this ring, I would be very cautious about expecting a lot more upside. We could get some chop, but I would pay attention to the next daily candle where that opens. But again, just want to make it very clear about this ring. We are now testing this ring as resistance. And what you see that played out back here, right? Let me get my brush tool here. Let me get a brush tool. So back here, let me zoom out just a bit. So right here, and I showed you guys this before. So right here, this is what I'm saying is possible. Notice that this ring, right, we were below it, and we were underneath this blue ring. This blue ring acted as resistance until we crossed it. So now that we are underneath this as resistance, right? We're testing this as resistance. It is possible this blue ring will be resistance until we cross it. But again, if you don't get access to this chart, this is a very important ring. Again, as I said, we've never crossed one of these blue rings, and there's a lot of them. We've never crossed one without getting a pump. So we know that at any point we cross this ring to go long. In the meantime, it is very possible we can see some more downside, but do pay attention to see if we get a daily open above or below 69,050, because that could be an indicator or a clue at which direction we're heading. Again, guys, when we get a leverage trading, 3 exchanges I use and trust are BingX, CoinCatch, and BitGet. Remember, CoinCatch is no KYC, great option if you're in the States. And again, if you'll get access to these charts, live charts, and Discord, you can sign up. Links pinned first comment descriptions, offercrypto.com. I say, guys, trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.